It's your boy Jersey on Books. Anybody that fuck with me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jersey Boy and Books, and follow me on Facebook, Jersey Boy and Books, and we can chop it up. Real quick, I just want to address a video I seen on YouTube. I mean, the video actually went viral. I think the video about 3 minutes. It's about this guy named Scotty Rhodes, who I'm gonna call suspected white supremacist, and he was making an analysis on what's wrong with black society, and he's using hip hop, rap music, as talking points to say that's wrong with the black community. What a lot of the suspected white supremacists don't know, what they don't really admit is that hip hop has been hijacked. Because hip hop, anybody that's older, that come from the 80s, hip hop is something conscious. Hip hop is something, we black people make hip hop to feel good about ourselves. Anybody that's that grew up in that era, you listen to on EPMD, Biz Markie, Rakim, just to name a few, Stripe or Quest. It's another group I can't get it out of my head because my old hip hop history is alright. It's some groups I don't know, but I can't. This is one group I cannot think of. It's not EPMD. I gotta ask my uncle. But anybody that grew up back then knew that hip hop was something positive. And what happened to it? It made it negative. That's it. We made it to the point where it is now. The white supremacist elite who seen that hip hop, the effect that it had on people, on black society, they hijacked it. This is even documented. This is documented. It was this article that was put out just a couple of years ago about how they had a meeting. They had a secret meeting, and the meeting was about how they was going to use hip hop rap music to help build the prison industrial complex, build the population of prison industrial complex. Now, some people say the article might be fake, but it's something to think about. You can actually look it up. I wish I had a computer. I'll be able to pull it up. But for those who use this talking point saying that the black community's problem is rap music, that's why it's so negative. But we don't control it. We don't own none of the major labels. We don't own the radio stations or anything like that. We don't control the sound. People that come from the urban area, that come from the hood, they just express how they feel. And they express on what's going on in the environment. So, you can't just blame hip hop. That's what's wrong with black society. The thing is, the suspected white supremacists know what's wrong with black society. And they keep using the talking point saying, oh, it's rap music. It's the music that they listen to. And to some degree that is true because the influence hip hop have over the younger generation today, especially with drugs, does have an impact. But that's not really just what's wrong with black society. But we don't control it. They hijacked hip hop. They hijacked rap music and flipped it and turned it to what it is today. We don't control the sound of it. And his talking points is just so invalid. Scotty Rhodes is talking about, black people make up 13% of the population, is commit 50% of the murders. That's bullshit. That has been debunked. It's just not true. It's funny how these people can't mind their business. They're always talking about what's wrong with black people, but they never talk about what's wrong with white people. They always into our business. They never talk about the bullshit, the crime epidemic that's going on in the community, the heroin epidemic that's going on in the community, the sexual deviancy that's going on in the community, but they quickly point out what's wrong with black people. And they blame hip hop. And that's an old talking point that they use now, is rap music. And black people don't control rap music. We might be a lot of the artists that make it up, but we don't control hip hop. None of the major record labels. We probably own about 2% of hip hop. Hip hop is ran by Jews and it's ran by black people who don't care about the culture at all. They don't care about the craft. That's why they're both rappers like Chief Keef. No disrespect to Chief Keef. They were signed, they didn't get record deals with Chief Keef and Kodak Blacks and shit like that because of the image that they promote. You see what I'm saying? The self-destruction. We don't control that, but they blame hip hop for the problem is wrong with black people. The problem with black people is systematic racism, and then hip hop again now is being used as a weapon as systematic racism to destroy the mind of black people. But they don't understand. And it's crazy. because nobody, people ignore the truth. And this guy Scotty Rhodes, if you watch his video, is just talking out his ass. Talking. I would like to debate him, tell you the truth, but they don't admit to, the hijacking of hip hop. Because black people, we don't own this shit at all, man. And P. Diddy he's probably about 2% of black owners that run hip hop. It's not ours no more. They own it. You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna keep giving platform. If you notice, like conscious rappers like Kendrick Lamar or like J. Cole, their platform is big, but they give the rappers that can dumb you down have the big platform. Like Kodak Black, for example. And no disrespect to Kodak Black, but he's somebody the content of his music is gutter. It's just what they want to hear. It's just ignorant as possible, and they want to promote the ignorance as possible. See what I'm saying? So they're going to give rappers like that a platform. You see what I'm saying? If you even listen to the content of it, even look at Bobby Smurda, for example, that song Hot Nigga. That whole song is about killing somebody. The whole song is about killing somebody. You see what I'm saying? And they actually use that to indict him. See what I'm saying? But who gave him a record deal? Not black people. We didn't give him a record deal. Like, they're giving these people voices, but they're blaming us for hip hop. The problem with black people, this is not racism. And the problem with hip hop music is the people that control it don't care about the craft. They don't care about the culture at all whatsoever. They don't care about the minds that they think. They don't care. See what I'm saying? So to some degree that is our fault. Because I listen to it, but I'm old enough to turn it off. You see what I'm saying? I know how to listen to music and turn it off. I don't let it feed my spirit and influence my spirit in a negative way. And Scotty Rhodes, man, if you ever see this video, man, you just have to understand that, man. White people take zero responsibility for what has happened to black society. And for him to even come out his mouth and say that, well, what's wrong with black people? It's hip-hop music. What about rock music? What about country music and shit like that? What's causing white people to do the shit that they do? Rock music? Because rock music influences drugs, influence sex. Rock music is just as negative as hip-hop. Especially the head busting and all that, the heavy metal rock and bullshit. The country music and shit like that, it's just as bad as hip hop. But it's not as popular as hip hop. See what I'm saying? And he's disrespecting hip hop culture just by blaming the problems on us. You see what I'm saying? That's bullshit, And he doesn't address the real situation. The situation is systematic racism. See what I'm saying? He doesn't talk about the truth about what happened with hip hop. What happened to all the conscious artists? How come all the artists that are positive don't have platforms? You see what I'm saying? Like Joey Badass, or like my boy Quest, or like how come these rappers who promote a positive image, who aren't talking about selling drugs and who aren't talking about shooting people and talking about being ignorant? How come they don't have platforms? We don't control hip hop. You guys do, and this is ridiculous, man. So anybody that want to comment can comment so we can chop it up. Hip-hop music now is actually kind of like, it is dumbing down, but I love rap music. I love hip-hop music because, rap music makes you feel good. You see what I'm saying? But the kids these days need to know how to listen to it and not let it influence their spirit. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids are listening to it and they're thinking that's real. So, it just has to be a balance. You see what I'm saying? There are rappers who promote drug culture and they promote negativity, but at the same time, we have to get out to some of these kids that, that's not the way to go. You see what I'm saying? And Scotty Rhodes, Scotty Rhodes is just an idiot. So those who need to see that video, don't be offended. Just know that he's just another suspected white supremacist who don't admit to the truth, who's blind by systematic racism, and he's just blaming hip-hop for what's wrong with black people. And it's just bullshit. So, anybody want to comment so we can chop it up. Follow me at Jersey Boy and Brooks on Facebook, or subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can chop it up.